2025 भर्तियों का वर्ष आज ही सुनिश्चित करें अपना सिलेक्शन और डाउनलोड करें तैयारी कर लो ऐप।
सरकार की तरफ से अतिरिक्त जो महाधिवक्ता है विज्ञान शास्त्र सर, उनकी तरफ से जवाब दिया गया था। वह यह कह रहे थे कि याचिकाकर्ताओं ने सारे तथ्य कोर्ट के सामने नहीं बताए और यह भी कहा गया कि इस मामले में सरकार एक डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस में है। याचिकाकर्ता हमें बाध्य नहीं कर सकते कि तुरंत फैसला हो। और न्यायालय की यह टिप्पणी थी कि जब कानून मंत्री कह चुके, महाधिवक्ता साहब कह चुके, तो इस पे फैसला लेना चाहिए। कोर्ट ने मौखिक टिप्पणी करते हुए कहा कि हम आपको 2 महीने का समय दे सकते हैं, आप उस प्रोसेस में हमें बता दीजिए। सरकार की तरफ से उस पर कुछ भी स्पष्ट नहीं कहा गया कि क्या हम 2 महीने में इसमें फैसला ले लेंगे या नहीं लेंगे। कोर्ट की यह भी टिप्पणी थी कि अगर आखिर में हम ये पाते हैं कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा गड़बड़ हुई है तो मामले को सीबीआई में भी भेजा जा सकता है और मामले की सुनवाई कल भी कंटिन्यू रहेगी और इसमें अभी कल भी जो सरकार की तरफ से है दलीलें जारी रहेगी।
देखिए, आज स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से आर्ग्यूमेंट कंटिन्यू हुए हैं। आज अपार्ट फ्रॉम द कंडक्ट ऑफ द पिटिशनर्स, court was also apprised of the legal position. Since it has to be done in accordance with law and the various judgments of the courts are also required to be taken into consideration, whether it is a case wherein segregation is possible between the tainted and innocent candidates. If segregation is possible, then law is very much clear that the selection should not go. There are also judgment which clearly stipulates that maximum endeavor should be made to save the selections. For the wrongdoing of certain candidates, the whole selection process cannot be quashed and cannot be cancelled. This legal position was apprised to the Honorable Court. This was also highlighted that since the report of the SOG is also not conclusive, investigation is still going on. One of the important aspect is that the SIT report was given at its own without having been asked, without having been instructed. So the authority of that report is questionable. So on behalf of the selected candidates, we will argue on that point. Today court has said that the state's argument perhaps may be concluded by tomorrow. If concluded by tomorrow, then RPSC will be given time for its arguments and its stand, and then the selected candidates, on behalf of the selected candidates, we will start our submissions. We have much to say because we are the candidates who have been selected without any tent and without any dent, and you would also be knowing that there was a surprise test conducted by the SOG, because initially around 19 or certain candidates were there, but only after the surprise test conducted at the RPA, the SOG was able to find out and book certain other persons. So in the surprise test also, all these candidates who are selected, who have offers of their appointment at various places, there are candidates who have come by leaving their previous jobs, there are candidates who have not accepted the offer which were available to them during the training of the sub-inspector. So all these aspects are required to be taken into consideration.
कोर्ट ने टाइमलाइन को लेकर के काफी टिप्पणियां की।
Court has simply asked, because what the petitioners want, that it should be, the selection should be scrapped at once. Nobody knows whether the candidates who have come in the writ petition as writ petitioners, what are their credentials, what are their credibility, whether they are innocent persons or they are having hands in gloves with those who were part of cheating. It will come later on. Why they don't want to continue, get the investigation continued? We are not afraid of an investigation. Let every stone be unturned. That every efforts and every endeavor has to be made to book the real culprits. What is the hurry and what is the harm? Heavens are not going to fall. They themselves have waited for a period of about 3 years. Now they are making hurry that this selection process should be quashed. Merely at the opinion which was never asked. Has anybody asked that what was the authority available to him? If an investigating authority is merely making a suggestion or opinion, it is his own opinion at his own, which is not supported by any law. There is no material or evidence which could lead to the only conclusion that there was a mass leakage and systematic mass leakage. Unless there is a conclusion, to our respectful submission before the court would be that efforts to segregate the tented and untented should be made first, and if it is not possible, then any further question would arise. Further question would also arise that it is not only the case of selection process, now the appointments have also been made, so that aspect is also required to be taken into consideration before taking any further decision at the end of the state government. But to invoke the jurisdiction of the court at this juncture, when the government is seized with the matter and is conscious of the fact that there are various factors, why they don't want them to take a decision? The decision is required to be taken at the end of the government, and therefore this aspect will also be argued.
इस सरकार का कहना तो ये है कि फिलहाल जांच चल रही है और अभी भर्ती रद्द नहीं की जा सकती. इस स्टेज में भर्ती
Of course, the government has to make all the efforts whether the segregation is possible. Until unless this finding that segregation is not possible, there is no question of cancellation of the recruitment and selection process. This is the law of the land. Supreme Court has specifically pointed out this aspect. You are well aware that in the NEET UG examination, throughout the country, there were allegations of leakage and sending the paper through WhatsApp, Instagram or other social media platforms. But the Honorable Supreme Court did not turn down the whole selection process. It was served. Only those who were booked, they were taken to task. Otherwise, the selections were saved. NEET UG example is with us. So, all these aspects, because it is not only that one aspect is to be taken. There are multi-factors which are required to be consciously and cautiously taken into consideration before taking any final decision.
कल वापस रखिए इसमें.
Yes, it is continuing. Tomorrow after 2:30 it will be continued. Thank you.